Today on Public Eye News, the Lake Superior Performance Rally in Sidnaw, and later, Kaiser Permanente reaches a tentative deal following their healthcare workers' strike.
Luke Niddle will have your preview for a major weekend in Wildcat sports, and Nolan Schaefer will have a look at your rainy weekend in your weather forecast. I'm Austin Graham.
And I'm Marin Parks, and this is Public Eye News. Over in Sidnaw, Michigan, the Fox Marquette Subaru Lake Superior Performance Rally kicked off earlier today with the first car heading to stage at 1:50 p.m. This series marks round 8 of the 2023 ARA National Championships, with headquarters returning to our very own Marquette, which hosted the 1974 World Rally Championship event. Last year's winners, Brandon Samanak and Keaton Williams, are set to return to the track this year and will be racing on several returning fan favorite stages, such as the Mount Marquette stage and a loop around the Marquette Mountain Resort ski hill. Leg 1 of the races is expected to come to an end at around 8:30 p.m. tonight, and Leg 2 will kick off tomorrow at 9 a.m. with races running until about 5 p.m. And any high school seniors in the UP planning to pursue studies in any healthcare-related field next fall are invited to participate in the 4th annual National Rural Health Day Essay Contest. The contest is being coordinated by the Northern Michigan University Center for Rural Health, the Michigan Center for Rural Health, and the Literacy Legacy Fund of Michigan. Essays, which are due on October 25th, are on the topic of, quote, if you could advocate for one change in the healthcare industry, what would it be and why, end quote. And essays should be anywhere between 500 and 1,000 words in length. Cash prizes of $500 for first place, $250 for second, and $100 for third will be awarded to the top 3 essayists of each of the 3 Upper Peninsula regions, Eastern, Central, and Western. Full guidelines and the submissions link for this competition can be found at nmu.edu/ruralhealth/essay-contest.
And yesterday, Republican legislators in Wisconsin announced that they are scaling back their plans to help repair the Milwaukee Brewers ballpark by $54 million. Assembly Republicans issued a bill last month that called for the state to make a contribution of $411 million and for the city of Milwaukee and Milwaukee County to chip in a combined $200 million from 2024 to 2050. The Brewers have already pledged to contribute $100 million and plan to extend their lease at American Family Field through 2050. The move will keep the team in the Milwaukee area for 20-plus years. And the ongoing saga over Snowmobile Trail 2 in Gogebic County remains ongoing as the town of Wakefield and the DNR continue holding public talks. Snowmobile Trail number 2, long known as the main west-east end connector trail of the UP, has been in limbo since the trail formerly ran through private property. The owners of the land rescinded use of the trail, and the current detour has the trail running alongside U.S. Highway 2, an unsustainable solution due to traffic and safety concerns. This month, the DNR and town of Wakefield again began conversations to reroute the trail and are hopeful to have a solution ahead of this year's season. And as the UAW strike reaches a historic point, progress is stagnating with the big 3 automakers in contract negotiations. More than 35,000 UAW members are on strike. WWJ's Jordan Burrow has the latest from Detroit.
First of all, the historic strike between UAW and the big 3, Ford, GM, and Stellantis have reached new heights. It's a new point in the strike. We know about these stand-up strikes, but we also know instead of expanding strikes at certain plants, UAW President Shawn Fain has said he's calling on every UAW member to go on strike tomorrow and join those that are striking right now. He also asked on the public to join in on these strikes as well. Fain added the negotiations with Ford stalled out and no recent progress has been made. He also said at this time, unfortunately, there hasn't been any progress with Stellantis and GM either, but he says they are still bargaining hard with the big 3. Strikers we've spoken to believe in Fain entirely, and they say they are yearning for a new deal. They're not desperate yet, however. When we ask them, how they're feeling right now, strikers say they're not desperate. They say they can still hold out for weeks, if not months, but we know the cold is lingering. The nights are getting longer. They want a fair deal with better wages, and they, of course, want those retirement pensions to return as they were taken away about 10, 15 years ago. They just want to make sure they are lowballed.
We deserve every dime that we've earned, that we work for. And the profit is made on the floor, not in a boardroom. So for them to just ignore the needs of the people that make all of these billions of dollars, it's absurd. It's an insult.
So let's get to the point we're at right now. We know that 35,000 UAW members are on strike all across the country. That makes up about 25% of the UAW. Ford, 2 weeks ago, increased the salary wages to 23% in the deal. However, this past Wednesday, there was no negotiations with that. They didn't make any movement in talks. GM and Stellantis are currently offering 20% pay raises. Stellantis and Ford are the two of the big three so far that are offering COLA, that's cost of living adjustments. Negotiations are slow going, and they are going, and according to strikers here, they just want it to make sense. Reporting outside the Stellantis parts distribution plant in Warren, Jordan Burrow, CBS News, Detroit.
And stay right here because after this short break, we'll be back with your weather and national news. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Getting Older. For Season 2, we've conducted 39 new in-depth interviews with diverse baby boomers coast to coast. We're also introducing action segments called Boomer Passions, original short films about the hobbies, pastimes, and passions of Americans after retirement. Every Season 2 episode includes a new Boomer quiz.
This afternoon on WNMU-TV.
Hi, welcome back to Public Eye News. I'm Nolan Schaefer with your weather today. First, we'll be taking a look at our sky cam. As you can see, it is cloudy and it looks like there's some rain about to form. And taking a look at the temperatures across the UP, it is 52 and cloudy in Houghton. In Ironwood, it is 46 and cloudy. In Iron Mountain, it is 48 and we have some showers. In Menominee, it is 52 and raining. In Escanaba, it is 53 and some rainy showers. In Minnestique, it is 52 and partly cloudy. In Sault Ste. Marie, it is 54 and sunny. And in Marquette, it is 51 and cloudy. And looking for the current weather conditions, it is mostly cloudy with a temperature of 51 degrees, winds out of the east-northeast at 8 miles per hour, and a pressure of 38.18 inches and falling. Looking forward to the conditions for tonight, we have cloudy skies with a low of 50 and winds out of the northeast at 13 miles per hour. Looking forward to tomorrow, we have some rainy skies, cloudy, a high of 49, a low of 45, and winds again out of the east-northeast at 14 miles per hour. And then looking forward to this weekend. Sunday, we have a high of 50, a low of 43, and some cloudy skies. Monday, we have a high of 47, a low of 42, and some more clouds. And Tuesday, we have a high of 53, a low of 42, and once again, some clouds. That's all I have for the weather today. Stay classy, Marquette, and back to you at the desk.
Thank you so much for that weather update. It's definitely fall conditions out there, but I've got a couple more stories for you over here. So over in New York, new charges against New Jersey Representative Bob Menendez came to light yesterday as the Democratic senator was accused of conspiring to act as an Egyptian agent while holding his seat in the Senate. The charges accuse Menendez and his wife of accepting bribes in the form of cash, gold bars, and a luxury car from New Jersey businessmen in exchange for influence over foreign affairs from January of 2018 to June of 2022. Amidst calls from more than 37 Senate Democrats for Menendez to resign, both he and his wife have pleaded not guilty to these charges, and it is unknown at this time whether Menendez will return for re-election next year. And over in Oakland, California, a tentative agreement has been reached between healthcare provider Kaiser Permanente following a 3-day strike involving 75,000 workers across various clinics in California, Oregon, and Washington. The striking workers included licensed vocational nurses, home health aides, ultrasound sonographers, and technicians in the radiology, x-ray, surgical, pharmacy, and emergency departments who are looking to address issues with wages and continued understaffing in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic. The union is looking to win a $25 per hour minimum wage with an increase of 7% each year for the first 2 years of their new contract and a 6.25% increase in the following 2 years. And nearly a week after the attacks, we're learning more about some of the dozens of people taken hostage by Hamas, getting the stories behind the faces. One of them, Margalit Moses, was captured in Kibbutz Nir Oz. She has diabetes, and her family is worried that she has no medicine. Other families still don't know if their loved ones are alive or were taken hostage. Charlie Diagata talked with the parents of Hirsch Goldberg Polin, one of those reported missing.
The last Rachel Goldberg and Jonathan Poland heard of their son, Hirsch, were 2 text messages.
The first one said, "I love you." The second one said, "I'm sorry."
Now they need America's help getting him back. A pledge given in Secretary of State Antony Blinken's brief visit here.
We're doing everything we can to secure the release of the hostages, working closely with our Israeli partners.
We really push them to say, are you going to be able to help us? Like, we love the love and the support, but also we need action.
This is thought to be the last image of Hirsch taking cover inside a bomb shelter when Hamas militants went on their murderous rampage during that music concert on Saturday morning.
What we believe from witness testimony happened is heavy gunfire, grenades being tossed in, Hirsch's friends standing by the door taking the grenades and tossing them back out.
Witnesses say his arm was blown off before he was taken hostage by Hamas. A.L. Waldman already knows the fate of his own daughter.
Today we buried my daughter, my youngest daughter, Danielle.
California native Danielle and her boyfriend, Noam Shai, were shot dead trying to escape the concert. The high-tech entrepreneur built his business building bridges here by employing hundreds of Palestinian workers.
We need to strive for peace. But until we get there, we must make sure that actions like Saturday, October 7, will never happen again.
Now, we have since moved south from Tel Aviv here to Ashkelon, where I can tell you Hamas has gone on the attack this morning, firing several rockets and missiles into this region, including only moments ago ahead of this expected Israeli offensive. Charlie Daggett of CBS News, Ashkelon, Israel.
After this break, Luke will be back with your sports update. Stay tuned.
The deadliest attack on Israel in 50 years.
Brutal fighting between Israelis and Palestinians centered on Gaza today.
Amid threats the war and terror could spread further, the death toll mounts.
Israel has hammered the region with airstrikes and artillery.
It's like a nightmare. We run away from the missiles.
War in the Holy Land, a PBS News special report, Friday, October 13th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
Welcome back to Public Eye Sports. I'm your host, Luke Little, and this is your Friday Breakdown. Kicking it off with hockey, the Wildcats will travel to Duluth to take on the number 17 Bulldogs tonight. The Cats hope to continue their success from late last season, where they won 9 of their last 10 games and made a surge for the postseason. The Minnesota Duluth Bulldogs are also looking for their first win of the season after tying Michigan Tech 2-2 last weekend in the Hockey Hall of Fame game. The game will air tonight at 8:07 on Fox UP. Moving over to football, NMU and Michigan Tech will duke it out this Saturday for the 95th matchup between these two schools. The Wildcats will look to end the Huskies' 12-year streak of the rivalry. NMU enters the matchup 0-6 with a close loss to number 16 Davenport last weekend. Michigan Tech comes in at 3-2 and an 0-2 conference record after losing a close game to Wayne State 23-21. NMU's Taekwon Cox currently leads the GLIAC in all-purpose yards with 718 and is 5th in rushing yards per game with 51.1. Mitch Larkin also leads the conference with 57 tackles with 31 solo and 26 assists. Kickoff will be Saturday at 7 p.m. with coverage on the Fox UP. And that's all for sports. Back to the desk.
Thank you so much for that sports update. I'm really looking forward to that hockey game. How about you?
I sure am too. I have waited way too long for hockey season to roll around, and I am ready to go.
Sounds good. I hear you have a couple more stories for us.
I do. And well, it's going to be with hockey as well. There's more hockey happening here in Marquette this weekend. And if you're interested, the NMU club hockey team, the men's club team, is going to be hosting a Hockey Fights Cancer event tomorrow night. And unfortunately, that's all the time we have for Public Eye News today. I'm Austin Graham.
And I'm Marin Parks, and this has been Public Eye News. See you on Monday.
The preceding program was produced by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television, in studios located in Elizabeth and Edgar Hardin Hall.
Thanks for watching today's episode of Public Eye News. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube down below or follow us on Instagram at NMU Penn to never miss a story.